welcome back once again. I hope you are well. I hope your day is good. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can tell, it's great news from Mali. Yes, this plant will be waiting for it for some time now. It has been expected, and all. The Minister of Mind was there once again to inspect it and make sure everything is all right before our president inaugurated. And I'm sure it will be soon. Families, this is the second lithium plant according to the news. Please listen to all the benefits that they will get from this plant, because nowadays it's not business as usual anymore. A lot of benefits. Families, I'll be back.
On Monday, just hours before this grand ceremony, Mali's second lithium mine was visited by the Minister of Mines, who spent the afternoon inspecting the facilities. The goal was to ensure that everything was fully ready before the inauguration of the infrastructure. Professor Hamadou Keita spoke to our special correspondents about the significance, the benefits of the new mine, as well as the innovations in the new mining code. A summary with Burama Traore, Aruna Jara, Adam Ankamara and Namori Jabati.
It is a very happy Minister of Mines who arrives at the Ichom site in Bougouni. Happy to see the realization of a presidential ambition, the development of the country's natural resources. Gold camera. Professor Amadou Keita tours a facility that holds a double significance. The
first is the strengthening of the mining diversification policy advocated by our authorities. As we have been saying for some time now, Mali will no longer be known only as a gold-producing country, but also as a major exploitable producer of lithium. The second symbol lies in the fact that this is proof of the dynamism of our mining sector, which has remained resilient despite all the problems we have faced, and which today stands as the foundation of our country's economic development.
Beyond this symbol, Mali can boast of having two mines with enormous economic impact, thus demonstrating in practice its determination to turn its back on certain forms of aid that have left a bitter taste.
Today, the mine has more than 300 million in investments. In community development, another advantage is for the national companies partners of the mine, who today have gained more than 20 billion. CFA francs in terms of the supply of goods and also the provision of services. Another advantage is for the state of Mali as a shareholder. So there will be dividends, but also all payments in terms of taxes and duties.
These investments and impacts would not be possible without the development and the implementation of a new mining code, a law that is revolutionizing the sector with its many innovations.
In the past, a mine could extract minerals in one place and transport them to another location for processing. Today, if you do that, you have to pay taxes, let's say royalties to the state. That too is an innovation. In terms of innovation, we should also mention the 5 mining funds that have been created, notably the Community Development Fund, the Research Development Fund, the funds for the development of energy infrastructure, transportation, and so on. All of this really represents revenue that will go to the public treasury and will be used for the development of our country in various areas. Another innovation? The point is that the provisions relating to local content have been taken out of the mining code to make them a specific law. And today this law requires the mining sector to use local workers, both in terms of labor and in the provision of services and supply of goods.
It is an innovative mining sector in a country that now controls the exploitation of its natural resources in line with the new situation. These have thus become requirements for any investor in the sector.
For me, I can't wait for the president to cut that ruby, celebrate, and let the money start flowing in, because we need it. We need it for a lot of things.
country officially inaugurated the very first Bougouni lithium production line, marking an important milestone in our nation's ongoing journey toward industrial advancement. Today, we are officially launching the second lithium mine in the same region, thus demonstrating our country's clear intention to take its place as a leader among the priority countries for this strategic substance. As you know, lithium is not just a resource, it is a driver of industrial development and technological innovation that we must transform into a vector of geo-economic returns for our country. This major and massive project will be carried out in two phases. The first phase will generate a turnover of 46 billion with 500 direct jobs. The second phase will see an increase in turnover to about 111 billion with 800 direct jobs. Mali's participation is around 35%, 5% for the private stacker, and Mali will receive a profit of approximately 250 billion. This project, which has just begun, has already produced its first effects, particularly in terms of community development. Around 317 million have been invested in community development. Additionally, 24 billion have been invested in local content, specifically in the purchase of goods and services. We would indeed like to take this opportunity not only to acknowledge the people of Bougouni who turned out in large numbers, but also to commend the government's strong decision to cancel 121 mining titles, including 100 exploration permits. This is part of the Malian people's desire to clean up the mining sector, which has long been subject to illegal and fraudulent exploitation, and by certain individuals. I would also like to take this opportunity to commend the resilience of the Malian people in the face of this crisis and to reaffirm our commitment to making the mining sector a driver of our country's economic and harmonious development. So, Mali's vision is to make the mining sector a driving force for economic development. When you talk about development, it includes not only all the dividends in terms of taxes and duties, but also the share for the Malian state. But it is also about ensuring that the Malian people can benefit from these various projects, especially in terms of youth employment. There is already a law on local content, which is now an obligation for all partners to safeguard the interests of the Malian people, not only in terms of employability, but also in terms of partnership with Malian private companies.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. I'm sure you heard everything. They have said it before, again and again. If they say 30% or 40% or 70%, that's not all. Like before, they would just drain all the resources and nothing. The road will be left like that. I mean, I said that something came into my mind about a road in Ghana that I went on. Yeah, let's leave that part. It's not going to happen anymore. After you drain everything or after the contract has ended, before you pack your things and go, you need to set up business for the locals in the area. Whether you like it or not, school, road, everything, hospital, a lot of benefits. And you are not going to give it direct to the people. You give it to the government, and the government will know what to do with that percentage. So there is a lot attached to all the contracts that they have been signing nowadays. Africa leaders, I hope you are watching. I hope you are watching and learning something. It wasn't long ago, maybe a year ago or so, one of the presidents, well, South Africa president, is still in power. He was showcasing some big, big holes when he was talking about resources in Africa. They left them and they have to pay money, a lot of money, to cover all those routes. And I was like, well, it is your country. If you set the rules, if you set the rules well before you sign the contract, they will not leave it as it is in too much. Does it make sense? They are not going to be doing it in these three countries anymore. You sign it and you do it. And don't forget, families, I shared a video not long, 3 days ago. They are taking a lot of contracts. Those contracts will be used by the government himself. So that's another benefit for the country. That's why I'm laughing, because somebody think it's stupid idea. I don't know why Maybe that person will explain later. Um, I'm happy for them. Congratulations. Congratulations to the government. This is a lot of money that will be coming, yes, into the pocket of individual citizens in the country. My voice is going low again. I will leave you here, families. Credit to ORTM for sharing this with us. I'll be back with another news from Mali concerning the petroleum. My VIPs, my kings and queens, my new family members who are passing by, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please, please, please like the video and share it if possible. Please like the videos, because if you don't, it won't go anywhere. Please help me share the news to other people who do not know what is going on. Thank you for doing that in advance. Together we can all make history. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Today is Monday. Enjoy the week and stay blessed. Bye.